Hello, welcome to episode 98 of No Holds Barred Pod. That is Sal Dodgson there.
And that's Don McGowan. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a good week.
Hello.
Got the weather for it.
Yeah. Cooled down a bit, sort of, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's getting manageable.
Well, it's hot in here. I've got my fan on, and then it was quite cold this morning. It was sort of went down to about 15 degrees. I was freezing.
I know. I was saying to you, wasn't I, the other night, is it normal to have a 16-degree temperature swing within 24 hours? I don't like it. My body can't cope.
No, I know. It's hard to regulate when you're going from like 30 to like 12 overnight. Yeah.
So, and I'd only just made my bed without a duvet. I'm like, sake.
Make your mind up. Yeah.
I had to put my dressing gown on the bed because I knew I'd wake up at like 3 o'clock freezing. I'm sure.
Cold. Yeah. So when did we record last proper episode? I think
it's like 100 years ago.
Friday, I think it was, wasn't it? So that would have, the weekend it went out. Because we recorded another episode of our discussion series, which has gone out in the meantime, with Ollie McKenzie, which was brilliant. Ollie was great. Really appreciate him coming in. Yeah, go and check it out. It's about GDPR and data, which sounds a bit dry.
Far more entertaining than you might think.
It was a brilliant conversation. Ollie's really funny anyway, naturally. So and he talks well, and he got his points across, and it was just a genuinely interesting chat. So go and check that out.
He's a really good egg, Ollie.
Yeah, he seems nice. So a lot's happened since Friday. When we recorded, it was breaking news last week, wasn't it? Of the Ann Widdecombe's death had just been declared a murder, but at that point they didn't know anything.
They'd arrested the 26-year-old that they released.
That's right. They'd arrested one guy, but it wasn't the right guy. And since then things have moved, to say the least. It's been declared potentially a terrorist incident. At least counter-terrorism police are investigating it. But it was certainly a targeted attack. They've arrested another guy, and they've rearrested him yesterday under sort of whatever the holding.
They've gone through his socials at that point, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Planning acts of terror or something.
Very interesting to see what that evidence is.
Well, I saw something on Twitter this morning that said the killer is a white man with a beer belly and an England flag in his garden, which are three fairly decent indicators that he was far right. But it's like
I saw the flag. Thought, okay, it wasn't one of us, right? In a surprise to nobody. But, and I know people are speculating, and it's potentially unhelpful, but I like to think I'm not everybody, because I follow stuff like this quite closely. And I don't think you can rule out. I mean, it seems academic to me that Nigel Farage had been given £5 million from the owner of Tether. Tether is in trouble in many countries because they are found to have been working with money launderers and human traffickers. They're not nice people. None of them are nice people. Now, I've been saying that for a couple of days, haven't I? Mm-hmm. Added to which, I've just watched the Panorama episode on the Russians sent to torch Keir Starmer's life.
Oh, yeah.
That went to court. Mm-hmm. One of them was just some far-right nutcase who was looking for an out from the country.
Yeah. Oh,
and he was literally, I don't even know if he knew he was working for Russia, but he was. And he went and set fire to his house where his sister-in-law was living.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realise that. I've not seen the...
So what I'm saying is, my theory isn't as far-fetched as it might at first sound.
No.
I don't know how much the Cray twins used to put people in concrete boots over, but I reckon it was less than £5 million by a long chalk.
I imagine so. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
You get into bed with a dog, you kind of get up with fleas.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's easily within the bounds of possibility, that theory, without a doubt.
And notwithstanding, these people are just stooges whose family get paid while they're in prison.
Yeah.
Follow their finances when he gets locked away.
Yeah,
it might improve.
But suddenly improve. Yeah, the Tether thing is interesting because, as you say, their coin has been used widely by drug dealers, cartels, gangland bosses, all sorts of things
And
across.
Farage failed in his mission.
Yeah, he did fail in his mission, definitely. So Chris put something on Twitter this
He was
morning.
thwarted.
Yeah. I said, I wonder if Harborne's team are hastily trying to arrange meetings with Binface and turn him into crypto Binface or something.
Never heard, never happened. He's got integrity.
Yeah,
He's a bin.
No, he has. I know.
From outer
But yeah,
space.
Farage is out of that loop, I think, and I think probably permanently. He was on Talk TV this afternoon, basically weaponizing Widdecombe's death into the fact that he needed security again and how he was justifying the 5 million. He was using Ann Widdecombe's death to justify that £5 million, which I think is just despicable. It's
a cycle of behaviour. If you spit hate, it's going to come back to you.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's called, oh God, it's reactive abuse. It's literally called reactive abuse. When you push somebody knowing that you're hurting and upsetting them, and you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it until they act out of character and react.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I know.
And then Crimea River, little boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, totally.
Sod off, reap what you sow, made your own bed, lie in it.
It's just bizarre. Like they just take any kind of scenario, and you've said before trauma thieves, and that's the exact right phrase for it. Because it was only a week ago today that Widdecombe was murdered, and less than a week, Farage has been on telly using that death for his own gain.
Well, he got ahead of the police, didn't
he? Yeah.
Somehow.
He came out today and said that when he was told last week by the police and the counter-terror police or something, he said that could have been a burglary gone wrong, and he said no, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. On last Friday, apparently, he told the police that. Like, how the fuck does he know anything?
Well,
at that?
The only way I think you could definitely know that is by, I mean, I think it was yesterday I saw it for the first time, the CCTV of him getting into his car. So he's clearly not nicked anything because he only had his weapon, whatever that was.
Yeah, it was like a stick.
But there's no, he hasn't loaded his car up with anything. So it doesn't appear
on the
to
way
be
out,
a burglary.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I only saw a bit of CCTV from him getting in his car at home. But yeah. No, I mean, it obviously isn't that. And now we know. But I just think the speculation that he's been lording around the internet since last week is just shocking. And do you see Zaya Yusuf did a press conference to The Nation today to slag off
I can't bear it. I'm not in the right headspace for that.
No, I didn't watch it. I can't watch him anyway. But I watched a couple of clips, and he said he was basically slagging the media off for putting him in danger, putting Nigel in danger and stuff. And then he went on to say, he had a question saying, should people speculate on police cases, like active police? And he said, no, of course they shouldn't. I'm like, what? Your entire party has been speculating since the second this broke, you fucking disingenuous twat. But
I mean, speculation's our job kind of thing, so I feel like we've got an excuse.
Yeah, that's fine. But you can't, as a political party, spend 5 days speculating and then tell the media not to speculate.
I mean, they're hypocrites every time they open their mouths. They're literally like children with absolutely no awareness or care to have any, because they're so arrogant. Yeah. They're egotistical. They're just all terrible. They're all the worst kind of personality disorders. But
then fucking Sky News broadcast it live on. I can't believe they did that. It's Zaya Yusuf. Who the fuck is Zaya Yusuf? He's nobody. It's just him. They only had I think the only journalist they had was Politics UK and someone else who were broadcasting it live. It wasn't even I mean, he's just no one. How the fuck should Sky News be broadcasting this live is just beyond me. So, yeah, I just.
That's worrying, that, because it would seem to indicate that they're going after Farage, not reform.
Yeah, perhaps.
Or unless
Perhaps.
they're just trying to make a point of not going, like, we're not going after reform, look, we're doing this. I don't know. I just want them gone.
Sorry. Lee Anderson's been out on the piss last night with Jim Davidson, posting pictures of him on the piss with Jim Davidson. Robert Jenrick's been out like fucking every single minute of every single day on telly. Obviously, he's wants to be leader of reform. Like, it hasn't taken them long to just kind of forget that the whole thing was
He exists.
the whole thing was a mess, an actual murder of one of their spokespeople. But the funniest thing was Farage's performative Dan Mutton at the weekend. You know, he did a Dan Mutton.
Oh my giddy Christ.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
I mean, the best thing to come out of that are the memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen the Sam Neill one?
No, I don't think I have.
Somebody's done an AI of Nigel going to lay a wreath in Jurassic Park for Sam Neill.
Oh, right.
It's like a little video clip. It's hysterical.
I'll have a look for that.
Just dinosaurs in the background.
Awesome. Yeah, so that sort of whole thing of turning up in Devon on Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it was, and then getting the camera crews all ready. And there's a clip from one of the other angles where he sort of like looks across at the cameras, gives him a nod to say he's ready. Are you rolling? Is everything checked? You know, it's just...
That's what happened to St Helens. He just tipped up in his car, cameras were all set up and waiting, all the people were placed where they were supposed to be. He goes on, does his chat, gets heckled, and then that's it and pisses off again.
Yeah, I know.
He truly does think he's like, I don't know why I want to say Barry Manilow then, but like an absolute superstar, do you know what I mean? I don't know why he came into my head.
I saw something on Twitter earlier about Barry Manilow. That's weird. Some woman had taken her daughter to see My Chemical Romance, but she wasn't used to it because she normally goes to Barry Manilow concerts, she said. And she was talking, she did a review of the My Chemical Romance gig from the point of view of a Barry Manilow fan. It was very funny.
There was no Copacabana.
No, certainly not. Did you see Nick Tanconi, like wannabe Jesus, did a performative Dan Mutton as well today, next to some roadworks somewhere in a town. He walked up and did... No, for Ann Widdecombe. And then he started praying for Ann Widdecombe. Like, a week later, like...
That's weird.
Have a look later on his Twitter, but he does
what,
this
next
full
Paul Golding's going to pop up?
Yeah, exactly. Raise the colours are going to...
The worst.
Raise the colours are going to lower their flags to half-mast for Ann Widdecombe. I don't know. It's all bullshit, isn't it?
I noticed this morning next door's got one outside now.
Yeah. What, Reform flag or England flag?
England. No, I'm assuming it's for the football for tonight.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, they better take it down when it finishes.
Well, I get absolutely battered by Argentina. I bet you
they leave the flag up.
Interesting. Wait and see. I'm quite looking forward to the football tonight. I'm, as everyone may know, I'm Scottish, but I do support England when they're not playing Scotland. I always have done. I've lived here for most of my life, so I do support England when they're playing. What's that?
Just remembering what I sent you in the week about the new potential Scotland manager.
Oh yes, I know. I don't want to jinx it, but Rafa, I'd take Rafa Benitez as our international manager.
Just in the nicest possible way. He's just like a teddy bear that you just want to love all the time.
I always had time for him when he was managing Liverpool, and he seems like a really solid, decent bloke. So and he was a top quality.
Never heard a bad word about him.
No,
never.
No. Yeah,
and there's not a lot of people you can say that about.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I'd be very happy if Rafa took over the Scotland squad. But yeah, football tonight. Don't know. England have got a chance.
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if we did win this World Cup, because it's literally the worst World Cup that's ever been and hopefully ever will be. So it would, tally up, but I couldn't give two fucks.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair enough. You sound like my son.
It still disgusts me. I will watch it in the background, but
I'm definitely going to watch
no enthusiasm whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. We shall see. It'd be interesting. I don't think they'll beat Argentina. I've seen the political side of it's been really weird this week. Like, obviously, that you expect it from people like the Sun and the Daily Express, but like all of even the sort of broadsheet kind of press have been touting it as some sort of Falklands revisited kind of fucking thing. Like,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
the RGs are back and all this sort of shit. It's like, give it a rest. We played Argentina loads of times since then, and it's like, it was what,
Somebody
nearly
sent me
50
something
years
on
ago.
Instagram about the Argentinians like last week, saying how the Argentinians are the Israel of South America, and I'm like, it was all I could do not to be facetious and say, do you want to go and read a history book?
Yeah.
But the thing about that is, that's where the Nazis went.
Yeah, they did, a lot of them. I've been to Argentina. It's lovely. The people there were absolutely... Yeah, it was gorgeous. I loved it. I was
Buenos
there
Aires and...
went to Buenos Aires for part of a trip around the world thing that we did years ago. But I loved Buenos Aires. It was a fantastic city. It was really nice. The people were really friendly. It was nice.
Do a trip around the world and just like dial into the pod from wherever I am. How's that?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Anyway, we're digressing. Where are we now? Yeah, we're just talking about reform. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's probably enough about reform this week. It's they're hogging the headlines to talk up their dear leader rather than hogging the headlines to mourn their spokeswoman that died last week. So it's very, very typical reform, and they're trying to use it to divert from their £5 million. But people like Dan Hodges, of all people, are not going to let this lie. And the Times.
No.
The Times
he's fuming, isn't he?
Dan Hodges,
you know,
in the
just
Mail.
Like,
I know,
oh shit! There's definitely been a round robin.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like Jane was saying on the chat, wasn't she? There's clearly like they've all suddenly turned all on the same day, and
everyone got the memo. Yeah, exactly.
Who's calling them shots? That's what we need to know.
I assume it's got to come from the Murdochs downward. They were the first to start going after him, I think, like in the mainstream, the Times were. So I think once the Murdochs unleashed their like full fury towards him, I think that's it. And everyone went, oh, okay, time to do that then, is it? And yeah, and Dan Hodges is now apparently like a raging lefty that all the right hate him. Like everyone in Reform thinks he's a plant. Blah.
Oh, he's just a shape-shifting knob. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't.
Dan Hodges.
He's got no consistency, so I've got no time for him, really.
No, he has had his moments in the past where you go, oh, yeah, good, fair point, yeah, I like that. And
big fan of his mum, not so much him.
Yeah. Who's his mum? Prue Leith.
It's Glenda Jackson,
no.
isn't it?
Yes. Danny Kruger's mum's Prue Leith. Yeah, that's right. Yes, Glenda Jackson.
They're all on the spaceship.
I didn't know yeah, they are. I didn't realise Dan Hodges worked for Hope Not Hate, and he was a real sort of lefty up until not very long ago. I found that out yesterday. Yeah, he used to write.
Know that? I don't know.
I certainly didn't. He was a real liberal, worked for Hope Not Hate as a journo, and then sort of took a swing.
But then Hope Not Hate are like borderline a labour operation, aren't they?
Yeah, there is a bit of that with them, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's through his mum then. Perhaps he was in that place, but yeah, he took a bit of a swing to the right. But so I think that's what you see him sort of deviate sometimes, sort of wildly between right and left, don't you? But
I mean, it's that mad that Gemma and Marina, right? I think quite early doors had him on the trawl. I think he might have even been their first interview, one of them. And they had him on because they were like, mostly we agree with you. Sometimes we think you're a bit mad and blah, blah, blah. And now they absolutely, even after they've had him on, something happened shortly afterwards. He might have been back in Reform or whatever. And they were like, no, he's lost to us. We're done.
Oh, right. Okay.
He's just a prick.
Yeah.
And you're like, they tried in real life and he still turned out to be a prick. So maybe he's just a prick.
Fine. That's fair enough. Yeah, talking of Tories, PMQs was an odd one this week. We were recording on the afternoon of Keir Starmer's last ever PMQs. We haven't done our PMQs roundup for a long time because it got so fucking boring, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it's just it was painful, to be honest. That's why I stopped doing it, because I dread it. I started dreading doing the pod because I had to do that, and no.
No, that's no good if we're not enjoying it.
The exact reason for that is about to become apparent. Shoot.
Well, today's PMQs, Keir Starmer's very last one, and I listened to LBC, I often listen a bit before because they try and predict what's going to happen. And Natasha Clark, the political editor, said to James O'Brien, "Oh yeah, I'm 100% sure she's just going to stick the boot in, use it the last chance to sort of go for him, blah blah blah." But she very much didn't, and it was a very magnanimous, backslappy, "We love you, Keir. Thanks for being here, Kemi." And it was nice, actually. I mean, they were being kind to each other, which I think is so fucking rare in politics nowadays. It was a nice sort of kind of thing to see for a change. But, you know, I don't know. Kemi Badenoch made some fucking really funny jokes that made me actually laugh, which is unbelievable. So I think I said to someone on Twitter afterwards, sorry?
So I wouldn't go that far personally, but okay.
Oh, I thought she was quite funny today.
Ed Davey was brilliant, but I really don't like her because I don't like narcissists. So,
well, this is the problem. Is like
somebody wrote it for her. Do you know what I mean? She didn't ad-lib anything.
Of course, Keir Starmer did ad-lib the Chesington World of Adventures line at the end, though, didn't he? Because he said, "I'll take you up on your offer."
I'm just criticising her.
Yeah, I'll take you up on your offer of Chesington to Ed Davey on the first Wednesday of September at 12 noon. I'll be there, he said. I thought that was actually genuinely quite funny from Keir Starmer. But I think Kemi Badenoch, now Reformer falling to pieces, suddenly is making an effort to...
She thinks she's got a chance.
And she needs to be more personable, I think. I said that to someone on Twitter this afternoon. She has to try and be more personable, otherwise nobody's going to vote for her. And if Reformer falling to pieces, then she needs to claw back some of the right-wing vote, doesn't she? So, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now.
But what was it
There's definitely been a shift. I just don't know where it's going to lead to yet.
Well, no, that's true. I'm going to talk about Byrne in a minute.
Probably more of the same.
What was Ed Davies' gag about Clapton?
Oh, he said that... I think he was saying that the by-election was an absolute fiasco and that we shouldn't be allowing a novelty candidate with a ridiculous manifesto to stand in a by-election. That's why he was promoting Can't Bin Face. Or words to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a top draw from Ed Davey. So that was out the way. And then just sort of coincidentally, about an hour after PMQs, the dust had settled, Starmer got a standing ovation as he walked out, which is kind of fucking hypocritical because nearly everyone in that fucking house wanted him out of the door. But anyway.
To me, it's just proof positive that everything we see week in, week out is utterly performative.
Just a fucking act. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it is. Because Keir Starmer...
I find to be beyond abhorrent, given that real people's lives are at the bottom of everything they're supposed to do, and they're supposed to be our caretakers, and they're not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Some of them are a small minority. Don't get me wrong. We have got some good news coming up, but by and large, the proof of what we're all still living through, that isn't their purview at all.
No, I think Keir Starmer even said today, he said something about Kemi Badenoch, and he really appreciated how she'd reached out to him behind the scenes. So that, like the sort of anger between the two of them in PMQs, and then he said when his brother died and when his house was firebombed and what have you, that she came to him and offered, her support, which he appreciated. So yeah, I mean, it just tells you.
To be frank, that's just like
human behavior.
How people in that world. I remember when when I worked at the Spectator, and I'd be sending all these courier letters all over the shop for people, like when Gordon Brown's baby died.
Oh yeah.
She sent a big thing to Sarah, and then they sent a handwritten letter back, and that's how they operate at that level. It's just the done thing.
Yeah.
Just, so I don't know that she's particularly special.
No, but it does go to show how much of an act, as you say, it all is, especially on a Wednesday lunchtime.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, about an hour or two after that, a couple of things started leaking out, sort of from Kitty Donaldson in the I paper, she says she's got an exclusive, and Andy Burnham's team is pretty much locked in for senior cabinet picks, with Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood is now expected to become Chancellor. Yeah, which is an odd one. Opponents of Ed Miliband campaign to stop his appointment as Chancellor, and he's expected to be offered Foreign Secretary. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Also in line for cabinet positions are Lou Haig, who will be in a beefed up role as the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster. And then former Health Secretary Wes Streeting and Labour's Deputy Leader Lucy Powell and Angela Rayner are all in line for cabinet positions as well. So, I mean, no different. It's just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, isn't it? Every single one of those was in the cabinet when Keir Starmer started, including Lou Haig and Angela Rayner. So what's going to be different? I'm not really sure. So, and as I saw earlier, then Stephen Swinford, apparently I haven't heard it yet, but Burnham had a sit-down chat with Gary Lineker, refusing to rule out a wealth tax. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll get to, this is the problem, right? And this is what a couple of people I noticed said this afternoon as well. This is all like vibes, Burnham governing by vibes, which...
I mean, nothing against Gary Lineker, but of all the people for him to sit down with for a first sit-down, what?
Yeah, I know.
But then, to be fair, Gary's going to ask him questions that other pricks wouldn't, so
true.
Maybe it's a good thing.
He basically said he doesn't want to create new divisions or be perceived as someone who's coming with grudges and agendas. So, decisions to be taken in time. You may as well put man at the end of that. Decisions to be taken in time, man. They're going to be difficult. I'm not going to shy away from that. We're going to have to work quite hard to make sure, we can pay our way. At some point, that might be having to ask for a little more. But, those decisions are not for now. They're for another day. I mean, it's just like, that's not good enough, I don't think, for the incoming
down the road.
Yeah, for the incoming Prime Minister, I'm not quite happy with that, to be honest with you. And as Tom Jameson said, Private Eye journo, he said as soon this sort of vibe-based politicking is going to come up with a hard crash dose of reality when he becomes Prime Minister, because he has to do active work every single minute of every single day. You can't run the country on vibes.
Well, they have done one thing that wasn't on vibes.
The Hillsborough.
If I may bring that up.
Absolutely.
I have
do.
excellent
Definitely.
news. I just wish I had the energy to go with this excellent news, but I don't, because I'm fighting the black dog this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian Byrne, praise be to that man. May he be knighted.
Absolutely.
I'm not a fan of the honour system, but in this instance, I absolutely am. He's a survivor at Hillsborough.
Yeah.
And he has been fighting, as we've been talking about, tooth and nail for months to get the carve-out removed from the Hillsborough Bill, to get it passed in its original state, so that everybody working in public service is accountable, not just everybody except for the front bench and security services, everybody. And somehow he's worked with Burnham, who was on the Hillsborough committee as well, with Starmer, who had it changed in the first place. And apparently it was Starmer's last act to remove the carve-out from the Hillsborough Bill, and it is now moving on to the Lords.
Yes.
So only the Lords can fuck it up now.
Everything crossed,
almost home and dry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a great bit of news. We were chatting about it last night.
Will change the landscape. Initially, it doesn't seem like much, but when you consider that all it really means is that at inquiries, if people are found to have lied or perjured themselves, they go to prison for that. It's now a criminal offence, which would have made everybody from South Yorkshire Police under the Hillsborough case, they would have all been in prison because they all colluded and lied. I don't know if it's retrospective. I doubt it, unfortunately. But it means that from now on, all these people who are conspiring to cover things up in all the various scandals, we've had the post office scandal, Grenfell, everything back to the Welsh one, Aberfan, was it?
Aberfan, yeah.
everyone's colluded to lie and
Tasmanian
cover up
disaster.
so that nobody would be held accountable, and it's not good enough, and that changes things now because people will be found accountable and they will go to prison if they lie.
Yeah.
Which should really then mean people start doing their fucking jobs properly, like they should have in the first place. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a really big foot in the door of this culture war nonsense. And you know, the two-tier justice system that we absolutely definitely do have between the poor and the rich.
Yeah. I think it's a really good step.
Yeah, it's a really good thing that's happened.
Yeah, hats off to Ian Byrne because he's battled for that, as you said, and he's got his way. So
Burnham and Starmer are getting all the praise for it, and I'm like,
no, Ian Byrne, not Liam.
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
Yeah, Ian Byrne definitely deserves all the praise for that.
He's an incredible individual.
I saw a clip of him talking about it the other day when he found out. I might put that in at the end.
He went down to Anfield. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. It was just outside Anfield, wasn't it? We could put that in as a clip because it's worth a listen because he's such a genuine man and he means what he says. So, and it's obviously like a hugely important thing for him, as you said, as a survivor of Hillsborough. So, yeah.
The man that told me to use my anger.
Yeah, he's not wrong, is he? No, it's good on him.
He's brave. Anyway.
Yeah. So
he is a brave man.
A rare bit of positivity from our politics, which is great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I got a couple of other things I'd like to talk about briefly. What have you got left to do?
I've got a story for the end about terrorism.
Oh, yeah.
And a story from America.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so America, I haven't got anything on America this week, really. I haven't really been
it's
dialed
not
into
normal. I mean, I suppose it runs parallel.
Apart from the war is back. That's all. That's all I know about
political.
America. Okay, cool.
What?
Nothing. Did I say ooh? No.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say you can go if you want. I've got.
Okay.
I got things.
Oh God. Yeah. Cyclospora outbreaks causing diarrhea in the US expected to continue through August. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say it is sourcing food supply chain for culprit, which may be lettuce. Always the lettuce, isn't it?
Lettuce.
Yeah. Health officials said outbreaks in Michigan, Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky are linked, though they could not yet identify the source of the outbreak. On Monday, officials in Michigan warned the public that lettuce was a potential source of the outbreak, but the investigation continued. Federal and state officials are investigating whether lettuce at Taco Bell locations in Michigan may be linked to the outbreak, according to the Washington Post. Cyclosporiasis is a parasitic infection caused by the single protozoa Cyclospora. The microbe is typically transmitted through water or food contaminated with feces. It is most common during warm weather months from May to August. Now, how could this have happened, you all cry? Well, it's a short hop and a jump, isn't it? Over to Doge.
Yes.
The Trump administration has come under criticism from public health foodborne illness experts as the outbreak expands. In the year leading up to the outbreak, the Trump administration cut $11.4 billion from state and local health departments and significantly narrowed the scope of a CDC program that surveilled trends in foodborne illness called FoodNet. So you see these cuts that these governments are making so that they can keep up the profiteering and funneling the money into big corp and their friends' pockets. This is the downside of that. We all get sick.
Yeah.
This is why you can't go swimming in most of the UK right now.
Yeah, unfortunately. I know.
And for what? For about the same amount of money as our government this week was found to have fucked up the wall on COVID PPE.
During COVID, yeah. Absolutely. Fucking Doge. Oh, that.
And they just walk off into the,
Yeah.
into happy times. Fuck them all.
Musk just said, I can't be asked anymore, left, and then everything was disbanded and left as it was, and now people are getting genuinely unwell and dying from it. It's just a disgrace. So,
but also, it's one of those infections that it can lay dormant for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Oh, right.
So they're asking people to remember what they ate 6 to 8 weeks ago.
Okay, now.
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
Right. No, I can't remember what I ate this morning, for
Just bring food standards back in, you.
Well, there is that. Yeah,
terrible
exactly.
people.
When you said it came from lettuce, I was thinking, surely not in America. Sorry, American listeners, we do have quite a few. But then when you said Taco Bell, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense now.
Why?
Well, the Americans aren't known for their salad eating.
Oh, it's okay. I see what you're doing there now.
Sorry, American listeners, we do love you, really, because we have got quite a few of you, and I apologise for that poor taste. But
we've got enough of our own salad dodgers here, to be fair.
Yeah, we have.
People. Christ.
Yeah. Just as we mentioned Doge, I just want to commemorate my 1-year anniversary of taking down the UK version of Doge, because it was 1 year ago.
Fantastic.
I fucking took Zai Yusuf, dismantled his Doge completely with some freedom of information requests.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, so that's been a year, my year anniversary of being blocked by Zai Yusuf for proving him into being an absolute lying twat that he is. So, yeah, what have I got? Yeah, this thing. You and I were talking about this a bit last night on our Teams chat with Jane, weren't we? And it's been buried a little bit in the news by what happened with Ann Widdecombe, and because of what the subject is. But basically, 12 people have been arrested over an alleged far-right terror threat to an Islamic event at a country estate in Suffolk. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood said the response of the police in tackling a credible threat to the festival had undoubtedly saved lives. This was going to be a nasty slaughter of people. 12 men arrested and put in jail before the attack took place. And in normal times, that would be front page news. We'd hear all about it. But I found it sort of passed by me on Twitter on a scroll, and then had to hunt it down, and it was on the BBC Suffolk webpage rather than the front page of the news.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
15,000 Muslims attended a festival, an Islamic festival in near Barham, Barham, I don't know how you say it, near Ipswich. And these 12 people basically were going to go and kill loads of people. and the police and counter-terror thwarted it, thankfully. But it's just...
Unfortunately, that's what you get with disaster capitalism. You get a side effect of a lot of people who've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
I'm very angry about having nothing to lose. What do you expect? It's cause and effect. This is what makes me so very angry, because they're either very stupid, the government, or they just don't give a shit. And now they're announcing that they're spending an extra, 250 million or billion or something on extra Jewish security for people who've already got their own police force atop the standard police force that nobody else has got. No Muslims are getting extra security.
Well, this is it, exactly. So a potentially horrific terrorist threat has been thwarted, but the Muslim community don't get any extra money, whereas the Jewish people, the Jewish diaspora, had a couple of attacks. Obviously, one serious, but it wasn't an anti-Semitic attack. It was just a fucking crazy man who was trying to stab people, and then some ambulances. But they've had.
It was a man. It was a man with schizophrenia who was out in the community, who shouldn't have been out in the community, because we have no mental health system. All roads lead back to Rome. And the fucking idiots that run it.
No, you're right, 100%. And then but this has been buried in the news. I mean, if that had gone ahead, it would have been just horrifying. I can't even imagine how terrifying it would have been. Thankfully, we do have some good police and counter-terrorist police in this country, and they managed to put a stop to it before it happened. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was water and energy usage of data centers. I hadn't planned on talking about this, but I saw a tweet this morning by Sir Davos Seaworth, also known as Liam Cunningham, That was his character in Game of Thrones. Sorry,
Ah,
Liam Cunningham, the actor, who is an all-round top man and a very genuinely
he's
concerned
brilliant.
person over human rights, Palestine, anything really that he needs talking about. He talks about it,
Yeah.
and he doesn't give a fuck about upsetting people. He seems like an absolute top drawer
Yeah.
bloke. But he basically put a tweet out this morning that said water restrictions in 6 Irish counties until the end of August. There are approximately 100 data centres in Dublin alone. I've no doubt they're being restricted first, aren't they? Aren't they? He said, obviously being ironic or sarcastic. And it got me wondering about it. And I just had a brief look this morning about how many data centers and what our sort of energy percentages. But firstly, the first bit of information I found, UK data centers are not required to publish how much water they consume. That's the first thing I found. And I think that's fucking disgraceful. They're just not, they don't have to do it. So there's very scarce figures around to tell you about the water usage of data centers. Now, we know from, reporting around the world that they use a fuckload of water, to put it in its technical terms.
I mean, you could probably take readings from somewhere else with a relative sized, couldn't you, and lay it over.
So I did a bit of research. So there's no comprehensive site-by-site figures, but sort of environmental information requests to water companies have identified almost 10 billion 10 billion litres a year supplied to 231 data centres in England and Wales alone. So that's roughly where we are with the amount of data centres, 231, which is a lot more than I actually thought we had. I had no idea we would sort of had these hundreds of data centres, but that's in energy
They're going to be
terms.
little ones, aren't they? Because this is again humanity keeping up with the internet. So they build these warehouses, I assume, and then they build them out, and that's when it becomes fucking problematic.
Very true. So that 10 billion litres a year, but the Commons Library concluded that this was almost certainly an underestimate. Not every water company responded. Not every customer could be identified as a data centre. So that figure of 10 billion litres is only, they reckon that's a
They
fraction
should have to build their own reservoirs.
They should, and they should also be made to declare what energy and water they're using, because if they're not, then they're just, and we're not allowed to water our garden, but these data centers are just harvesting everything they can. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. How could, and I'm speaking because I can imagine the argument coming up, how can Reform turn around and just have a veto on solar panels, because they cover the countryside, and we've got loads of it. How can they say that that's terrible, but data centers are okay, because they're football fields worth of spaces?
Yeah, they are huge, vast.
You can't have that position, can you?
No, you
can't say yay data centers and boo solar panels.
No, of course not. It's fully contradictory, especially Richard Tice, who's got solar panels all over his office buildings and drives a Tesla. Twat. And is monetized to their fucking eyeballs by oil and gas.
I despise them so much.
Yeah. There was a big research project done by Slough Council, because if anyone knows, people abroad won't know, Slough's outside London on the M4 corridor. But it has loads of technology parks around Slough.
It's where Oracle is, isn't it? Reading.
All those big ones. And they've got massive clusters of data centers on the map. When I look at it around Slough, probably the biggest clusters around the whole country are sort of, Slough, Windsor, Hounslow, around Heathrow area. So Slough Council did a bit of research on this. So it said the unusual feature of data centers is not merely the quantity of energy and water it consumes, but it's a continuous combination of continuous demand, 24 hours a day, every day, no break, high reliability requirements, geographic clustering, because they're just when they're clustered around these big tech companies, rapid construction and projected growth, which is what you just said. They start small and then they just expand and expand and expand. they're like Lego buildings, aren't they? So they can just bolt on another one and another one and another one. So all of a sudden you've had one small one's turned into, as you say, multiple football fields. And they have limited ability to tolerate grid interruptions. That means they're prioritized by the national grid for electricity. So that if the national grid has a break or something happens, certain things get prioritized, like police radios and things like that, and comms for the police and the military. But also now data centers are part of that. So if they get priority access to our energy and our water. And then the last thing Slough said is that they have competition with housing and other industries for electricity and water infrastructure. So they're literally drawing power away from homes, like for us. It's absolutely fucking disgraceful. Yeah. So the rough figure from the Commons Library said that data centers take up 2.5% of British grid consumption over the whole country, but that's a massive underestimate because they don't know for sure. But in Slough, it accounts for 65% of the electricity consumption in the Slough area.
Fucking hell.
65%.
That's outrageous. Who's the MP?
Good question. I'll find out. But isn't that just nuts? So they have full priority. They take power from homes when they need to, and like they are literally taking 65% of the entire Slough area's energy resources. It's not on that.
I'm quite surprised I haven't heard anything about it through the Greens.
Well, this is something they should be on, I think.
Yeah, luckily I know because you've checked that I haven't got one in my constituency. But if I did have, I'd be on the phone. Yeah.
There's two near me up in Gloucester, apparently, which I didn't know. But Tandesi is the MP for Slough, Labour MP, Tandesi. So, it was just a little sort of throwaway tweet by Liam Cunningham this morning that got me sort of curious about this sort of, and it's not, as I said, it's not just the water, it's the energy.
But I know there are some in the planning in Cheshire and Wales at the minute. I just didn't I didn't realise they were already here, really. I haven't considered it.
No.
But obviously with the reports that we're getting from America, the people are already suffering from them.
Yeah, definitely.
Sort of the outcome it has for the local residents, it's diabolical.
There's loads in South Wales looking at the map.
Environmentally, it's catastrophic.
It is. So 200 plus. Oh, no, sorry, here we are. No, that must have been an old report. There's 473 current data centres in the United Kingdom at the moment.
Right.
Northern Ireland. No, it doesn't include Southern Ireland, which has loads.
I'm going to hope that, like, could some quote unquote data centers be like the equivalent of a server room? They can't all be like massive fucking football fields worth of warehouses, surely to God.
I need to go.
I don't know. I'm just
a bit more research on that. I know exactly what you're saying.
Not my field.
Of these 473,
because if they were all like, enormous, then that is a massive cause for panic. But if some of them are like server room size, but they come under data centers, it's less of a panic for me.
Yeah, I'm sure there are obviously small ones and big ones, but I'll do a bit more reading on that. This is just a bit of quick research this morning, but just from that quick bit of research, it's quite.
There was a campaign group that I wanted to get in on for discussions.
Oh yeah,
that was why I meant to talk to you about it. So I'll do some stuff on that.
Yeah, cool. That'd be great. Yeah, it's something I want to bring up with Jim as well, because we've got Jim Dale on next week, meteorologist and climatologist, and I think
weather guesser.
And he'll, I'm sure he'll have something to say on that as well. Because as you say, for the environment and the sort of local infrastructure, could be catastrophic. So yeah. So thanks for bringing that up, Sir Davos. From Game of Thrones, I really it sent me off on a real sort of mad research spree this morning. So, and it seems to be like massively important, something we need to look at more.
It is, yeah.
So that's me done. I think for today.
I've just got one last story. In keeping, really, it's about terrorism in Tasmania. And if you don't know about it, then I suggest everybody goes and checks it out.
I don't.
There is a small port town in Tasmania that I think it's a couple of years now. They have been terrorised by a 300 to 400 pound toddler elephant seal called Neil.
Neil the
And
seal.
Neil the elephant seal, he does not like vertical things. And he doesn't like fences. And I mean, he hates traffic cones. He will lie in the middle of the road and he will roar at the traffic cones because they've now had to create a team. The local council have got this team that when he comes out of the sea and invades the town, sometimes he'll just fall asleep in the middle of the high street. So they have to have this team to follow him round and put cones around him so that people don't drive their car into him. So my advice to everybody is go on Instagram and just type in Neil Elephant Seal. And you'll just have the happiest half hour of your life watching Neil going and destroying Tasmania. Like fences are no barrier for Neil. No, sorry, Bob. He's but he knows his name. It's dead funny.
Does he?
Wow. Oh God, yeah, he's brilliant. And the Onion yesterday, the bastards, they put something on Instagram saying Neil the Seal in shootout with police, and I hadn't clocked it was the Onion, and I was like, what? And then I read it, and then I was like, and it was like Neil came out with an AK-47. And I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't serious.
Oh, brilliant.
No, that everyone needs to get onto Neil the Elephant Seal.
Neil the Seal. Yeah, that sounds great. And
you see, that's the sort of shit, that's the only sort of shit we should have to be dealing with is when we collide with nature.
Yeah,
that should be our biggest issue. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's humans are the biggest issue.
Yeah, always. Oh well, that's a nice, funny story to finish on. That's good. So thanks everyone for listening and watching as usual.
Yes.
Our numbers are up, so we're doing something right, and you guys are helping us. So that's great. Check our website out. I think that's a good start because we've got everything on there. noholdsbarredpod.com. Every episode is on there. It has its own page if you want to know about what we talked about, clips and all that stuff. Yeah, so go and find us. And some new merch coming up next week, as well. So
please subscribe, comment, share, like, whatever. All the things you can possibly do would be much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so thanks very much for listening. We shall be back soon. Bye.
Bye.
Today I thought it was fitting to come down to Anfield and sit in the bench shops at the memorial. This is where I walk my dog most mornings, and this place has given me so much inspiration when times have been tough during this process. The government have now finally agreed to deliver the Hillsborough without any carve-outs. So now the duty of candour will apply right across the board to all government departments, which is a huge step forward and what we've been fighting for these last 4 months. So on Tuesday in Parliament, we'll be able to speak at third reading, and then it will leave Parliament and go into the Lords and follow the process before it goes in the statute book. I'm extremely proud of everybody who fought to get this legacy, which I now feel is a true legacy for the 97, for the bereaved families, survivors, and all those connected to this campaign who've been harmed at the hands of the state, who've inspired me over so many years during this process. It's been the honour of my life to be the parliamentary lead since we started this process in 2020. And it's been also the greatest responsibility to ensure that this was a worthy legacy. So I feel as though now we're in a position where I'm extremely hopeful that if, God forbid, another Hillsborough happens, another Hillsborough-style disaster, that those families involved would hopefully get through justice and accountability far, far, far faster than what the Hillsborough families and many other families who've been involved in a state cover-up have had happen to them. So I think it's a good day for the country. I think it's a good day moving forward